Once upon a time, in a village nestled between the forest and the fields, there lived a hawk and a hen who were the very best of friends. Not just good friends, the kind of friends who finished each other's sentences, shared their last grain of millet, and dreamed the same dreams under the same acacia tree. Their biggest dream? To build the most magnificent drum the village had ever seen. A drum so grand that when they played it at festivals, even the ancestors would tap their feet in the spirit world. "Imagine it, Hen," Hawk would say, his sharp eyes gleaming with excitement. "We'll be famous, the drum masters of the 7 villages. Children will sing songs about us." "Oh yes, yes," Hen would cluck enthusiastically, fluffing her feathers. "Absolutely, what a marvelous plan. We'll be legends, Hawk." But there was one small problem with Hen that Hawk didn't yet know. Hen was spectacularly, magnificently, catastrophically lazy. One bright morning, Hawk arrived at Hen's compound, practically bouncing with energy. "Today's the day, my friend. Let's go to the forest and gather the wood we need. I've been studying drum making for weeks. The best drums use wood from the ancient Iroko tree. It resonates like thunder." Hen, who had been enjoying a lovely nap in her favorite dust bath, suddenly went pale. Her feathers drooped. Her eyes glazed over. She swayed dramatically and collapsed onto her straw mat. "Oh, Hawk," she moaned weakly, placing one wing across her forehead like a tragic actress. I'm terribly ill. I think it's the fever, or perhaps the chills. Actually, both. A fever and chills at the same time. Most unusual, most serious. I simply cannot move." Hawk's face fell with disappointment, but being a good friend, he rushed to her side. "Oh no, what can I do? Should I fetch the medicine woman? Some water? Crushed neem leaves?" No, Hen whispered dramatically. "I just need rest. You go ahead without me. I'll be fine here, probably." Hawk hesitated, torn between his dream and his sick friend. Finally, he nodded. "All right, but let me borrow your axe, your knife, and your adze at least. That way, I can start the work, and when you are better, you can help me finish." At this, Hen's eyes snapped open with surprising alertness. "My tools!" She clutched her wings to her chest protectively. Oh dear, I'm afraid I can't. You see, my tools are also sick." Hawk blinked. "Your tools are sick? Dreadfully sick," Hen insisted, warming to her tail. "The axe has a terrible headache, right in the blade, poor thing. The knife caught a cold from the morning dew, and the adze has been complaining about back pain for days. I couldn't possibly disturb them in their delicate condition." Hawk stared at his friend for a long moment. Tools with illnesses. He wanted to say something, but instead, he just sighed deeply and walked away, his wings hanging low. But Hawk was nothing if not determined. He went to Squirrel, who lent him an axe. "Though it's a bit dull, I'm afraid. Been cracking too many nuts." He borrowed the knife from Mongoose. "Be careful with it. It's sharper than my wit." An old tortoise, remembering his own drum-making days, generously offered his finest adze. For 3 weeks, Hawk walked alone. He trekked deep into the forest and found the perfect Iroko tree, tall, ancient, and singing with hidden music. He felled it with borrowed tools and carried the heavy logs back himself, trip after exhausting trip. Every time he passed Hen's compound, he could see her pecking happily in her yard, looking remarkably healthy for someone so gravely ill. Hawk carved the drum body with careful precision, hollowed it until the walls were exactly the right thickness, and stretched goat's hide across both ends, securing them with leather straps he had braided himself. He walked until his wings ached and his vision blurred, but finally, it was done. The drum was magnificent. When Hawk struck it for the first time, the sound rolled across the village like gentle thunder, warm and rich and full of soul. Birds stopped their singing to listen. The wind seemed to dance to its rhythm. Even the clouds paused in their journey across the sky. Hawk sat beside his creation, tears of pride and exhaustion streaming down his face. "I did it," he whispered. "We did it. Well, I did it." That's when he heard footsteps. Hen came waddling over, miraculously recovered, her eyes wide open with delight. "Oh, Hawk, my dear friend, you finished our drum." She reached out to touch it. "My drum," Hawk corrected sharply, pulling it away. "I built this alone, Hen. You were too sick to help, remember? And your tools were suffering from mysterious ailments." Hen had the decency to look embarrassed, but only for a moment. "Well, yes, but surely we are still friends, and friends share, don't they? May I play it, just once?" Hawk's eyes narrowed dangerously. His voice dropped low and serious. "Listen to me very carefully, Hen. This drum cost me blisters, backaches, and 3 weeks of my life. If you touch my drum, if you so much as tap it with one feather, I will beat you. Do you understand?" Hen nodded vigorously, backing away. Of course, I wouldn't dream of it. Your drum, your rules." But Hen's promise was as reliable as her work ethic, which is to say, not at all. The very next morning, Hawk flew off to visit his cousin in the next village. The moment his silhouette disappeared over the treetops, Hen's eyes drifted to the drum sitting in Hawk's compound. "Just one little tap won't hurt," she muttered to herself. "He'll never know." She crept over, looked around suspiciously, and gave the drum the tiniest, gentlest of taps. Doom! Oh, that sound, that glorious soul-shaking sound. Hen's heart soared. Before she knew what she was doing, she was in the middle of the village clearing, beating the drum with wild abandon and singing at the top of her lungs. "Crackete so ya, my friend's little drum. Crackete so ya, because I'm not well. Crackete so ya, I can play and play and play." She danced and spun, completely lost in the music, her feathers bouncing with each beat. Other animals gathered to watch, some amused, some alarmed, all amazed at Hen's audacity. When Hawk returned that evening and saw his drum sitting innocently in its place, he frowned. Something felt off. The drum seemed to sit at a slightly different angle. And was that a feather print in the dust nearby? The next day, Hawk announced that he was going to the market, but instead he doubled back and hid in his house, peeking through a crack in the wall.
Sure enough, barely an hour passed before Hen came sneaking over. She looked left, looked right, and began her performance again. "Krekete, suya, krekete, suya, my friend's little drum. Krekete, suya, because I'm not well. Krekete, suya, I can play and play and play." This time, she even improvised new verses. "The hawk is away, the hawk is away, so I'll play all day, I'll play all day. Who needs to walk? Who needs to walk? When drums exist, when drums exist." The hawk's blood boiled, his talons clenched, his wings trembled with rage. He burst from his hiding place like lightning splitting the sky. "Got you!" Hen shrieked and dropped the drumsticks. She tried to run, but her legs tangled in panic and she tumbled face first into a pile of leaves. Hawk swooped down and pinned her with one powerful talon. "Mercy! Mercy!" Hen screamed, her voice breaking. "Please, dear friend, don't kill me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll do anything. I'll help you build 10 more drums. 20. I'll carry all the wood myself. I'll... You'll do nothing," Hawk roared, his voice echoing across the village. "Because you never do. You lied about being sick. You refused to lend your tools. You let me walk alone for 3 weeks while you pecked around your yard. And then you stole my music after I specifically told you not to touch my drum." I know. I'm terrible. I'm lazy. I'm a horrible friend. But please, We've been friends for so long." Hawk stared down at his former best friend, his heart torn between fury and grief. The friendship they'd shared, the dreams they dreamed together, all of it lay shattered like a broken drum skin. Finally, he spoke, his voice cold as the night wind. "I won't kill you, Hen, but neither will I let this betrayal go unpunished. From this day forward, whenever you have chicks, those precious little ones you love more than anything, I will take them one by one as payment for your laziness, your lies, and your theft." Hen's eyes widened in horror. "No, not my babies, anything but that." "You should have thought about that before you betrayed our friendship," Hawk said coldly, and released her and flew up to a high branch, watching as Hen ran back to her compound weeping. From that day forward, it was so. Whenever Hen had chicks, fluffy yellow babies that she loved with all her heart, Hawk would swoop down from the sky without warning and carry one away in his sharp talons. Hen would run in circles, clucking frantically, calling all her children close, desperately trying to protect them. But she could never watch them all at once. And Hawk was patient. He always got his payment. The other animals in the village would shake their heads when they saw Hen's panic. "Should have done your share of the work," Squirrel would mutter. "Should have been a true friend," Mongoose would add. And old Tortoise would simply sigh and say, "The harvest you reap is the one you planted." As for the drum, Hawk played it sometimes in the evenings, but the music was always tinged with sadness. It had cost him more than blisters and backaches. It had cost him his best friend. And Hen? She lived the rest of her days looking over her shoulder, gathering her chicks close, and teaching them the most important lesson she ever learned. When you make a promise to a friend, keep it. When you share a dream, do your part. And never fake being sick to avoid honest work, because some prices are too terrible to pay, and some friendships, once broken, can never be mended. The drum still exists, they say, passed down through Hawk's family. And whenever it plays, chickens everywhere hear it and remember why they scratch the earth so diligently, why they gather their chicks so protectively, and why they always look up at the sky with weary eyes. For in the shadow of every hawk's wing is the echo of a broken promise, and in every hen's protective clock is the memory of a friendship that could have been forever. Thanks for journeying with me through the jungle. If this story gave you a chill, make sure to subscribe, comment, and share.